Greetings, guys. This is Blaze Resh. Hope your Monday was bearable. Most of this video is going to consist of low sec PvP. There's a little bit of no sec PvP with a bit of Drake PvP, but very little. Most of it is going to be like Harpy, a bit of hook bill action, and yeah, but nothing too crazy. This is the thing against a Hawk. Hawks, you really shouldn't be able to beat in a 1v1 with Harpy, I feel, just because of the resistances and how tanky they are, but it's always worth a bash in this fit. Like I think I mentioned last video, it's like if I don't like the way it's going, I can disengage. But it seems like I'm actually killing this guy. I believe he used dual, medium, and I believe, and we do end up nuking through him because we are doing like close to 400 DPS, which although he has real good resistances towards, still quite a lot of DPS to the tank. This ends up being an autocannon thrash with a newt. One newt isn't too hard to handle in this Harpy. We can deal with that because we have a NOS. Since I'm not really, like, I was starting my small Asteroids expecting to have a lot of incoming DPS here, but I'm not. I'm actually getting under his gun somewhat. I think he reloads or something, so I'm noticing I'm not getting much damage notifications here. And yeah, you get an occasional graze, glancing, just because he doesn't have a web and he's using 200 autos. And yeah, we take that with not too much stress there. This is a good fight against a Jag, and this shows that cowardice doesn't pay off well. I kind of looked at his reps and was like, oh god, I thought this was the cap injected, maybe a Piff C type Jag that I've flown before, and it's quite gnarly. I was expecting not to really kill something like that. So I'm already thinking in my mind, alright, I need to get out. So I started lining to Camel, but now that I watch this footage, I'm actually starting to nuke through him. Had I keep at 3.5k or 3k wherever I had it, continuously DPS him down, we could have potentially actually had this, because I do end up getting him into armor. And had we had that, you know, good transversal, as well as not getting in a far fall off like we are now. You see we're doing a lot of DPS here. Had I stayed in my void range and continued brawling him down, we might have actually had this, but since I was a coward, I was like, oh god, I need to escape, and which the dual web should allow us to do if I didn't no miscalculate, and we do go down. So that's a GF against that Jag, and it shows cowardice does not pay off. This was a cool fight. I was running for ages in this Drake, man. I catch that retriever and I hold him hostage for like 10 minutes, hoping that someone would come. Now Demos came. I was kind of worried about finding Demos if it was active tanked. It would be very rough for me. But he actually ends up being a buffer Demos, and thankfully the patch hasn't gone through, or this guy would be doing like crazy void DPS. But yeah, I switched to Nova Rage. You don't want to be shooting kinetic ammo at something like a Demos. Glenty T2 has really high base kinetic resistances, so that'd be rough for you. So I'm like, okay, cool. I waited around, was rewarded, got a nice little fight against this Demos. I was hoping potentially maybe something else would come in. Something else does come in, but it's not really something I want to come in. To wreck back on D-scan, I'm like, oh no! If I potentially had more shield than what I did after fighting this Demos, I'd actually give this a crack. So I see a long point, I believe he has a web, so I was thinking that maybe be a KD fit if maybe like one rep or something. So I'm worried here. I want to get my tackle interceptor, scram him off me just in case he starts MWDing towards me, so I can get off. That's my thinking. And we do end up, thankfully, escaping. So it's a nice little fight there. Demo, Strikovac, GF, boys. So yeah, that's all the null footage I got. I've roamed for ages looking at Drake, and I've done a Stabber fleet, but just got nothing, man. It's a shame. Good few hours, but that was the only fight we got, and at least it was a nice little fight. This is Harpy again, back in low sec, chilling. I'm just going to orbit this autocannon. RT. Thrasher at 500, got the dual webs, got that range control on the go. Actually, that's all damage control, because I'm super scared of those high alpha shots that Thrasher can do. We don't actually have that much EHP once you're through our shield buffer. So once you get through the shield buffer, you can potentially one-shot us, which I'm a bit scared of. This is against a little gang. I warp into this play, see this Tristan's at range, and I'm like, oh, good! It's not too much of a concern if he's solo, because I can just kill the drones and then warp out, because I have a lot of tank that way. And, yeah, I do see the Dramule on the outside. I'm like, okay, that's fine. If I can take the Dramule down, okay, Firetail. If I can take the Dramule down, I'll be fine, man. It's positive. Everyone will be chill. I'm fairly certain I should have range control on him. If he's not dual web himself. So I should really be more on it, right? Overheat AB. I don't think I do this, do I? I do overheat. But dual webs, get the void on him. Keep him at what 3.5k is my sort of go to. I should have range control in this Dram. I believe he has a single whip, but I'm worried because once that Firetail gets his dual webs or single web on me, he'll have range control and be able to pull range. It's going to be very rough for me. At this particular range, I don't notice that he's pulling range at this point. I should immediately switch to null now. And I do notice this. I'm so close to kill him, but he just ekes out of range. I need to switch to null and kill that Dram, but we go down. That's a nice little fight. I should have been quicker on the null switch. This is against Dragoon. I was expecting this to be a very difficult fight. He has 2 newts. That's the danger zone right there. More than 1 newt and you're stressing. Especially against something with so much HP that a Dragoon has. I just keep him at 3.5k here. Might be an argument for Orban 1k to maybe make you damage from his drones and stuff, but I'm thinking this is just basically a capacitor race to DPS race, right? I'm not too worried about my tank, more my cap. I just need to DPS him down before I'm cap dry, basically, is my thinking. So I don't need to worry about too much about making damage. He's new to out at this point. I've already used my assault damage control. This is where I totally underestimate my buffer. It's like more than half our buffers and our shield buffer. Once that gone, you'll notice like our armor and hull buffer just goes like that. So, but I'm still pretty close. We almost get him in hull. It's probably gonna be a difficult fight, but GF there, Tyrant. Okay, I think this is the fastest I've ever died. This is a slicer, and usually I'm pretty chill with slicers. Once you get a web and scram on them, it's pretty much GG. But not when you're one of those weird brawly. It's either AB web or dual web this guy is with pulses. And you'll see we go down hard, man. I'm looking like, oh god, am I not getting off his guns? Dead. Okay, GG. So yeah, it's quite a rough one for an Atron. This is an Algos versus a Dragoon. Yeah, not too much to really commentate on here. Just approach him. I know I'm going to get neuted out, so I'm going to try and make the most of my small anti charges whilst I can. Getting most of them off before I'm cap dry. Turn off the MWD off at the start to negate the cap penalties that it offers. Yeah, just tank really. I do a bit of baiting in this fight, and that actually nearly gets me killed here. This is actually a really close fight, by the way. Not too much more that I can really think of doing in this fight. Like, I should start my shield reps now, not later, which I do end up doing. I do them now. Perhaps baiting the fight, right? Maybe Tyrant wants to warp off just because he has the newts, and you can like newt out my scram, make the fight a bit more enticing for him. But in doing so, this is like very spicy. It's a lot closer than what I was expecting. Yeah, I think I have like 7% hull left, so it's GF Tyrant. That's a really nice little fight there. There's a little bit of hook belt action. We're at like 50 kills and siege kill, and I want to get up to 1k. Also be doing a bit more hook belt PvP in the upcoming days. Catalyst is a spicy one. This one's using dual newts and blasters, which is very peculiar. I orb 8.5k here just because Neutron Blaster Catalyst with Null can reach out to 11k, which is pretty gnarly. You see he's still doing quite a lot of DPS here, even 8.5k. We could have potentially pulled that orbit out further, but you'll notice even at 8.5k here, just with the, what's it called, this kind of orbit, we're even pulling out to 10k, so 8.5 is fine. So GF there, T2. Okay, this is an interesting fight. I was very skittish fighting this Dragoon. I was just like, pulling range, killing some drones, coming in, reloading my small anti. It's just isn't really a fight I'd be interested in taking in Hook Bill normally, just because we require a cap really in this Hook Bill. If it was like a full buffer Hook Bill, I'd be keen to just go straight on to the Dragoon. But I just want to play around with him a bit, get a small anti-reload, defang some of these drones, just keep him guessing what's happening here. I was also want to see potentially how much newts he had, but I never really got that until I was in brawl range. So yeah, I commit now. I think it was like 1 newt he was using, which is perfect, man. Dragoons who don't fit more than 1 newt are cool. Like, we can fight those, and like full DPS Dragoons are fine to fight. But it's like the full newt Dragoons are 2 to 3 newts, and that's when you kind of struggle with these kind of things. So we kill that Dragoon. Albeit very close. This is a Hook Bill on Hook Bill. He's a straight up buffer Hook Bill, and I'm a dual rep Hook Bill. In my experiences, a dual rep Hook Bill should almost always win this, just because of the fact that it deals better with boosters, right? There's not really much boosters you can use with a shield one. that benefit it, right? You can use like a Pyro for more DPS and maybe a Quaif if you really want to go super try hard, but that's like a 20 mil drug and it's not really worth using. With the dual rep one, you can use a hard shell like those two to get 5% extra reps for your small ants and your shield booster. Now use an XL, just get that more tank on the small antsy. So the dual rep hook bell does a lot better boosters like we see. It's still really close, mind. I actually prefer the buffer hook bell, but in this matchup, I feel like the dual rep one should really take it. GF to GSR. Speaking of that matchup, yeah, Yukadesh killed their baby with like 100 kill marks, which was a buffer hook bell in his dual rep one, which made me sad. So this against two people here, Tormentor and Marilyn. And my god, was this Tormentor tanky, by the way? I don't know if there's some slave action on the go, or is it amulets now? Because he was a tanky boy. This is the buffer small antsy one. I feel like they may have just nuked straight through the dual rep one. My target calling here might be a bit rough, right? Maybe we should win for the Marilyn first, nuke that, and then disengage or orbit the Tormentor close. Nevertheless, GF to do that lot. Okay, this is a fight against a Worm and our Harpy. Now I know this gentleman, I've fought him numerous times. I know he's keen for his active tanked worms with I think it's a mid-grade crystal pod he uses. So I was curious to see if this was something that I could break, and I was fairly confident I could do so. So I'm going to keep up 3k here, get Void on the go, and see if he can handle 390 DPS here. Now you'll see that he's using Hobgoblins, which are terrible damage type to be using against a Harpy, which is good for me. And I believe also if he's like missiles, he's using Kildare Navy Scourge, which is also not too bad damage type to deal. Bad damage type to deal against me. So you'll see I'm tanking this perfectly thing, man. I see that he's breaking, so I'm like perfect. This is going to work. We don't need to crack our assault damage control yet. I've got a small antsy on the go, expecting to be taking a lot more DPS. And it's a shame because he has warriors and acolytes in the stronghold, and both of those would have been a better decision. But unfortunately, he went for the hobgoblins and lost it. So GF to that guy. Nice little fight there. This is against a Fed Comet, and a Tristan comes in. This is a real Fed Comet. He does seem to be pulling range at the start here. You see that I'm like, oh, should I switch to null? But I also noticed that at this point I'm starting to gain range on him, so I'm like, perfect. Once again, to like my ultimate range, this guy's going to go down hard. I'm worried about this Tristan that he might be KD. And pull range is going to be a real annoyance for me. But he ends up being a new Tristan, which is also can be potentially kind of rough for me, especially if he came in at the start here and had to be forced to brawl both the Tristan and the Fed Navy Comet. But thankfully didn't come in piecemeal. The safer play here, since I know that he's brawly, is probably keep 7.5k or 8k and use null here. But what's the fun in that, boys? Nuke him down, 3k, get Void on the go. I'm fairly confident even if he is nuke fit, I can DPS him down before he nukes me out. So, you know, we are quite susceptible with nukes. Assault frigates do tend to have quite a high cap pool. And I'm almost underestimate or overestimate our cap and die there. But GF to those guys. So yeah, boys, that's all the content I really got for you. Hopefully your Easter was pretty sweet, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. Well, I say enjoy your day off Monday, but I imagine most of you guys are already kind of off due to the whole Corona things. But hopefully you still enjoyed your Monday, and Easter, and all this. Yeah, I think we're almost done with the Harpy. I think a couple more days, and we should have enough footage for like a wee guide or something. Just put that out there. Get another video on the go. So yeah, enjoy your Monday or what's left of it. Enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Again, I'll try and get your video up in the next 2 or 3 days. Oh, it's the patch tomorrow, boys. That is exciting, by the way. My opinion on it, I'm not too sure, man. I'm of mixed opinions, right? Like, it's nerfing resistances, which I'm worried about because I really like to brawl and stuff, but we're also getting DPS buff, which I'm really excited for the Hook Bells. Rage missiles are going to be doing a lot more DPS, and Hook Bells just going to be more gnarly. That's my favorite frigate. Hopefully it doesn't make it oppressively. So, but I feel like Hook Bell is going to be pretty goddamn powerful after this patch, man. Because you don't use much resistances on the Hook Bell. You don't use adapters or whatever. And then just the, what's it called? The Rage missiles doing an extra. I can't remember if it's 20 or 30% extra DPS. I'll put it in the comments. I'll look up the patch again. But it's going to be a tidy extra little bit of DPS. So anyway, I'm going to stop mumbling. We'll see what comes tomorrow. I'm excited. Change is good. As much as sometimes it can be scary and whatnot. But anyway, Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, boys.